Alright, one more video for tonight. It's now time to enter the Buffy Retrospective, starting with Season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mentioned that in order for me to finish the Angel Retrospective reviews, Season 5 comes after the series finale of Buffy, so I'm going to have to go over and do the Buffy Retrospective now. Luckily for me, Season 1 only has 12 episodes, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Now, so just for reference, I have not and do not wish to see the movie that came out before this. Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie with Christy Swanson, Donald Sutherland, and Luke Perry. Have not seen it. Don't care to. After I watched the show, I actually tried to watch the movie, and I couldn't get into it. It's too cheesy. I know that Joss Whedon wrote it, whatever, or helped write it, whatever, but it's just too cheesy for me. This is more serious, and after getting used to this Buffy, that Buffy just couldn't do it, and I couldn't watch it. So you're not going to get it, unless I feel like I really have to at some point find the movie, watch it, and get a review out for it. Maybe. Otherwise, you're not going to get a review for that. But yeah, so to each generation, a Slayer is born. I wish I would have wrote down the thing, but yeah, to each generation, a Slayer is born. There is one, and when that Slayer dies, another one will be chosen. And that's important in the upcoming seasons. But yeah, so Buffy, the little backstory: she was a cheerleader in Los Angeles, and she was told she was the Slayer. She had a watcher. It was Donald Sutherland's character from the movie. And now she and her mom are moving to Sunnydale in California. It's part of a divorce thing between her parents, and so she gets to her new school. We meet the cast of characters that we're gonna see, sort of. So we meet Giles, which is her new watcher. She wants nothing to do with the vampire slaying, by the way. And then we also meet Willow, Xander, and Jesse, who are three friends that hang out together. But the first person she really connects with is Cordelia. And Cordelia really represents that the path not taken for Buffy. Cordelia is popular. She's a cheerleader. She has a bunch of friends. Whereas Buffy will become a vampire slayer. She has 3 friends. 4 if you count Giles. She'll get more friends as the season go on, including Cordelia. But she's sort of an outcast because of not being a very popular person, even though things happen. But, yeah. And Cordelia's very snobbish, where Buffy does start out that way, especially in the movie. If you ever seen the movie, that's one of the reasons why I can't go up to the movie. The way Buffy acts in that movie is just, to me, it's not Buffy. Like, by the beginning of the series, she's a little more humanized than she was in the movie. And she just wants to have a normal life. She's even going to try out to be cheerleader, but it doesn't work, of course, because she's the Slayer. The first scene of the first episode, though, is looks like a couple teenagers or a guy and a girl going to school. They hear something to turn around, and it plays with your. If you don't know what's going on, it plays with your. It subdues your expectation. You think that they're going to find something creepy. The girl's going to scream. The guy's going to try to protect her, and he's going to die. Turns out, or they're both going to die. Turns out, this weak little girl isn't a weak little girl. She's Darla, who I've mentioned, an angel, and she's a vampire. Of course, you know. And I was wrong, by the way, when I mentioned in Angel that she dies in the first episode of Buffy. She doesn't. She actually lasts a little while before she is staked. Actually, I think it's the episode entitled Angel, which is the overall 8th episode of the season. So, yeah, that's when Buffy learns that he's a vampire, and that's when they kill Darla. So Buffy's prophecy is that there's a master, and along the way they find out about someone called the Anointed One, and there's an episode based on it. Here, waiting for the arrival of a warrior vampire called the Anointed One. They believe they killed the Anointed One, but it's the wrong person. And the Anointed One is actually a child, which is a great disguise. And it even gets to the finale where they talk about the Anointed One. They said, well, the Anointed One is dead. And, yeah, because they think it's dead, but it's actually a little child, you know? And that's the only thing that's left over from this season, and it kind of goes into the next season. But, yeah, if I know Angel is a vampire, throughout the series, you're going to find the only one who never really liked Angel is Xander. And that plays into a lot of Xander's decisions when it comes to Angel. But, you know, I'll talk about it when we get to the finale. But, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of filler episodes. The first 2 episodes, Welcome to the Hellmouth and the Harvest, introduce you to the show. And then we get fillers like Witch, where Buffy's still trying out for the cheerleading squad, and there's another cheerleader tryout, Amy, and she's really into it. And then she goes, you know, and they go to see Amy's mom, and she doesn't care about cheerleading, but yet her mom was like a head cheerleader back in the day, and they find out that actually Amy's mom was a witch, and she used magic to swap their bodies, and it's Amy's mom trapped in there. By the end of the episode, she's trapped inside a statue. That's going to play later season. And you have Teacher's Pet, where Xander has a crush on the teacher. She turns out to be a giant bug. Never Kill a Boy on the First Date. That's when the Anointed One shows up. But that's really one about really Buffy and Cordelia fighting over a guy for most of the episode. The Pack is an episode that sees Xander and a bunch of other kids turn into like a pack of hyenas. And this is the sad one. Okay, so in the first episode, we're introduced to Principal Flutie, played by Ken Lerner, who I loved in Happy Days. He was Rocco of the Malachi Brothers. I love Ken Lerner. He's a good funny actor. He doesn't last long because in the Pack, so the gang of hyena wolf people also includes Xander for a short time. He's not there when they eat Principal Flutie. They eat him. So that's his death. Then we get Snyder. But yeah, that's solved within the episode. Angel is a prominent episode that kind of deals with that arc and Darla and everything. I, Robot You Jane has a demon inside a computer wanting to be free and using Willow to get free. The puppet show. Oh, there's this puppet that's alive because it's a demon hunter. It's got to kill a demon to be free. Nightmares. It's a better filler episode than most, as people are getting these nightmares and they find out it's because of this kid who's in a coma, and he's in a coma because his baseball coach is too rough with him. It's a dark episode. We get Out of Mind, Out of Sight, which has an invisible person in it. It's clear to Val, but she's only in the episode for like 5 minutes, otherwise she's invisible. But yeah, bunch of filler until you get to Prophecy Girl, which is the main big finale. And it seems to go pretty quick, because I watched this right after I got done with my review for my in-bank. It seemed to go pretty quick. It did. Well, not right after, actually. I had to call Big LT, but yeah, it did go pretty quick. Spring fling approaches, and I like this nice little talk between Buffy and her mom, where Buffy is talking about, she doesn't, because she's told, because Giles finds out the prophecy says the Buffy will face the Master and she will die. Well, the Slayer will face the Master and she will die. And then the Master will rise with the Hellmouth, which is what's underneath the school and stuff, is a Hellmouth. The demons and everything come from there. What are the odds that they would move to a place with a Hellmouth? Apparently there's one in Cleveland too, I don't know. But yeah, and Buffy decides she's not going to do anything, she's not going to fight, she's not even going to go to the dance. And then there's this moment where Joyce tells a story that she didn't have a date for the dance, but she went anyway. And it sucked for about an hour until she met Buffy's dad. And she's like, well, he didn't have a date either. She goes, he did, but that's a story that I'm not going to tell you. That's a long story and I'm not going to tell you. Me thinks that dad was cheating on her. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So Buffy does face the Master. She wears this white dress. She does face Master. She does die, but then she is resurrected. And there's this cool moment. And like I said, I come back to this because of Xander. Like I said, Xander has voiced his hate for Angel from the beginning. Mostly because he's secretly in love with Buffy, and he's jealous. But Willow also has a thing for Xander, so it's kind of back and forth. But, so, after finding out that Buffy has to fight the Master, they need to know where. And Xander's like, I know where to find out. And the next scene, you see him go to Angel. And Angel, he's like, we gotta help, he says to Angel, we gotta help Buffy. Buffy looks at him, Angel looks at him and goes, you're in love with her. And Angel is like, sorry, Angel says, you're in love with her. And Xander says, aren't you? And the next, eventually they find her, she's resurrected, and there's this cool moment. It's the only time that the theme song plays in an episode, that not in the opening. It's like part of the episode. And it starts with a shot of the feet as the song's playing, and it goes up, and it's Buffy, flanked by Xander and Angel, going to save everyone else, because Willow, Giles, Miss Calendar, who I forgot to mention till now, she's a teacher, she knows about magic, she knows about the Slayer, she knows Buffy, but she knows about stuff. And Cordelia are being attacked by giant monsters, and Buffy comes and saves the day, and there's this fight on top of the roof. Buffy knows there's the table downstairs in the library is broken with its wooden spikes sticking up, and they're talking about hell, he's gonna bring in hell, and she grabs him. She says, "Go there," and she pushes him through the skylight, and he goes right on there. And the weird thing is, Joss Whedon decided to that killing vampires would dust them, because that way they wouldn't have to explain how the bodies get cleaned up. But the Master leaves a skeleton behind, but that's because they use it for a plot point in the next season. And then at the end, they say, there's a party at the Bronze, and Buffy's like, okay, I'm up for a party, after saving the world, Now, I've talked about Cordelia in Angel, but here, the character of Cordelia is very snobby, very stuck up. She's very against everything that Buffy stands for, because, I don't know, secretly maybe she wants to be like Buffy, but she knows she's not that kind of person. There's a scene in the Invisible Girl episode where Harmony, her best friend, is pushed down the stairs, and I thought for a second she was going to claim that Buffy did it, even though it made no sense, but it's early Cordelia, but she doesn't. She just said she fell down the steps, and Harmony's like, no, I was pushed. I thought Harmony was going to look at Buffy and blame her, but she doesn't. So that to show you they're maybe ditzy, but they're not stupid, you know. Yeah, there's not really much to say about season 1. It's mostly filler. I think the first 2 episodes are good to point out. Angel is a decent. If you want the lore, they're like each episode has bits and pieces of stuff going through it. But the most important episodes are Welcome to Hellmouth, Welcome to the Hellmouth, The Harvest, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, because it's the anointed one, Angel, and Prophecy Girl. That's about it. Other episodes are filler, but there are some enjoyable, except for the one with the giant bug teacher. But yeah, season 1 is, the first season of a show is always that tryout season. It's basically the season where you throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, Even the overall look of it, I kind of compare it to the first season of Big Wolf on Campus. Dark, the characters don't look like the characters look different than what you normally, would think they look like. If you're used to them looking a certain way, they look different here. Especially for me, because I started watching the first season of Buffy I watched was season 6, and by then they look totally different. Here, Willow's got long hair, Xander has this scraggly hair, Cordelia's around, and she's a stuck-up bitch. She's not Cornelia I knew from Angel. Even Buffy looks a little bit different. Especially in the way that she dresses. She gets a little bit different. Just everybody's kind of different looking. And even the cinematography's kind of got this dark tone, dark, danky kind of look to it. But yeah, for a first season of a show, it's not bad. It's only 12 episodes. This is different than the other ones because this was the last season I got of Buffy. Yeah, seriously, it was the first season. It was the last season I got. Well, at least with Angel, I started with season 1. Because I bought all the other ones. By the time I got the season 1 of Buffy, this is the only version they had with the thing. It was at Walmart. The rest were the regular. But yeah, don't know if I'll start season 2 right away. Maybe I will, because I don't want to watch any movie for a review. See, that's the thing is I'm doing those pick 10, and that's why I kind of wanted to, because I wanted to rest up from the pay-per-view is what it was. So I'm like, what can I watch that might take me a little while? And it took me just a whole day to watch the first season, which is enjoyable. But I didn't have to get up and do reviews, you know what I mean? So maybe I'll start season 2 next, but I won't, be doing any more reviews tonight at least. So what is your thought of season? What are your thoughts on season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.